The commissioner of the NBA doesn't want to use the the word owners anymore. Adam Silver telling TMZ Sports he is sensitive to the term, and his league moved away from that term years ago. Silver says the league will stick with using terms like governor of the team and alternate governor. Who owns these teams run by these governors? Joining me now, Burgess Owens, former NFL player, author of Why I Stand, From Freedom to the Killing Fields of Socialism, and 10-year veteran of the NFL, and it's great to see you. We've got a lot to talk about, but Gavin Newsom, this stuff about hyper-masculinity. What would you say? Every professional athlete is guilty in the country who plays football, basketball. What in the world does that mean to you?
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate the governor. He can afford to live in a mansion with big high walls, and if evil ever does show up, he can hide behind his wife and kids until masculine men with guns and courage shows up. At the end of the day, I'm so thankful, Lou, that I was raised by a generation of real men, that were 18, 19-year-old kids when they stormed the beaches of Normandy. I watched as an adult, as I watched these men, masculine men, run into buildings that were burning, World Trade Center. I can only envision people like the governor running out of those buildings, the little feminine governor, probably running over every single woman he can find to get out. We have to understand that what defines men, real men, is their willingness to give up everything, to sacrifice everything, their lives, their fortune, their fame, for our country, our God, and our families. And these feminine men are not willing to do that. So I'm thankful that I'm a masculine man, thankful to be surrounded by men that made this country great, to feel the same way I do.
Well, good for you. Well said. And the reason I'm asking about this, I'm getting really tired, very tired, of the left talking about toxic masculinity, hyper-masculinity, taking on men as if we have been, the scourge of civilization. And these little daffodils, these little darlings who are spewing this nonsense like Gavin Newsom are somehow heroic figures. They are not, in my opinion.
Well, Lou, keep in mind, and the black community can be a good prototype. The reason why during the 40s, 50s, and 60s that we led our country in so many categories of success, men committed to marriage, entrepreneurship, men matriculated from college, is because we were taught to be proud men, to lead and protect womanhood, and they destroyed our families. They destroyed the concept of manhood. So I understand everything they do. We should go the exact opposite way. They've proven that they don't know what it is to raise families and to make a great country. So I understand it's just who they are. It's the socialists and Marxists who are against our family system, our Judeo-Christian values, and this is a good example of it once again.
And it's again, I just find it to me incredible that there is this bias, this dismissal of the American male right now. That is well, I guess my perspective is perhaps biased because being a man, I'm tired of it. I've got 2 sons, 2 daughters. And we talk about equality, and then the next thing, being masculine, is something to say, excuse me. There is a way to be masculine that doesn't fit the ogre that these left-wing daffodils keep conjuring up for public consumption.
Well, again, it's going to come down to men, first of all, being proud of who they are, recognizing that real women are looking for real men. And men basically comes down to we want to be visionaries, we want to be courageous, we want to be respectful. Matter of fact, that's the core of who we are. We respect women, we respect our country, respect our flag, and willing to give up our lives to protect all of the above. So to realize that there's no place in the history of mankind that feminine men have ever done anything worthwhile. And real women are not looking for them. So ladies, please make sure you grow your boys to be real men.
Yeah, and that's really the issue. Real men, real masculinity, and standing up for all that is right about this country, right in your religion and your beliefs. It's just a sad way for the left to continue to create dependency, which requires weakness. And the truth of the matter is, we've got to be strong enough as men to make sure we don't let this go any further, because real men are getting hurt in this as well.
One last point on this one.
Sure.
If you wonder why the left is going nuts, why they're going crazy,
yeah,
because they have a president who's a real man.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They don't know how to deal with that, and I tell you, they are going nuts. To the point where it's become very obvious that they've lost their mind.
Yeah.
So it's good for us, because it just helps us, our president, to get reelected, and our country will be built and continue to be made great by masculine men and feminine women. And at the end of the day, that's the bottom line. That's what makes us who we are.
Burgess, it's always illuminating to talk with you. Always great to see you, and come back soon. We've got a whole bunch to talk about.